And welcome back to the Factor Uncensored. We want to get you prepared for the civic process out there. There are elections in the month of May. It's happening twice this month. First, a general election this Saturday, then the runoff for the March primary election on May 24th. Tonight, some preparations and biggest areas of concern from the League of Women Voters.
I think the biggest concern the League has is people knowing where to go to vote. If you're in the Spring Branch Independent School District in Katy, you have two separate locations to go to in order to cast a ballot. That means for the Constitutional Amendment elections, you go to one place because the county is actually conducting that election. But for the Spring Branch ISD and for the Katy ISD, they're conducting their own separate election. So you need to go to the school district boards webpage to find out where it is that you will actually go and cast a ballot for that election.
Now, that could get some people frustrated if they go to one location and they can only vote on in one election and there's another. So obviously you want to give people the right information in the beginning so they can know where to go and know they have two places to go to.
And especially now that we're at the tail end of early voting, because tomorrow is the last day of early voting. And then you would have to vote on Saturday. So if you wait until Saturday and have to navigate that terrain, it might be a little bit more problematic because that's the last day that you can possibly get this done for this special constitutional amendment election and for the school district boards. And some other school districts also have elections as well, like Pearland Independent School District has 3 trustee positions available on the ballot. And in some of the other surrounding county, areas, school district areas, they have some, as well as some bond issues. So I would suggest that voters go to the school district board webpage, the individual school district's webpage, to find out who are the candidates who are running, because that's where you would find that information. If you want to vote in the constitutional amendment election, then you need to go to Vote 411 or to the League of Women Voters Houston webpage to find out the pros and cons, the actual ballot language of the constitutional amendments, the simplified language associated with the amendments to the state constitution, as well as the pros and cons associated with that, with those 2 amendments. It's only 2 amendments on the ballot. And this is a permanent addition. It only requires a simple majority of voters to vote in support of in order for it to become part of the state constitution.
And if you can, tell us a little bit about those 2 amendments that people will be voting on.
Well, amendment number 1 has to do, both of the amendments have to do with property tax in terms
Which is important to everyone.
Which is important to everyone because we're hearing ad valorem tax in particular. That's how it's referred to. And some people are confused by the language that in the actual ballot measure, it said ad valorem tax, which means that tax goes up based on the assessed value of your property. So as your property value increases, normally that tax goes up as well. So in the first amendment, it is affecting the elderly and the disabled because apparently in the 2019 amendment that put a cap or made an assessment did not carry over to the elderly and the disabled because it was already covered on a separate, because after you reach a certain age, there's a cap in terms of the amount that's exempted for school districts. And so this amendment says the state will make up for any compensation, any lost revenue that the local school district lose as a result of these particular amendment number 1. And the second amendment actually puts the homestead exemption, increases the amount of the homestead exemption from $25,000 to $40,000 for a homeowner. So $40,000, if it passes, of the value of your home will be taken off the table, and then the ad valorem or property tax will be assessed on the remaining value. And it depends on whether you're talking about a MUD district, whether you're talking about the county property tax, you're talking about the school board tax. Because more often than not, actually education in Texas is primarily funded through property tax for the local school districts. That's the primary. If you look at your tax bill, you will see that is the greatest amount of value that's being assessed and that you're paying taxes on when you get your property tax bill.
Got it. Annie Benefield with the League of Women Voters. Thank you always for such wonderful and great advice for those who are going out there to exercise their right to vote. Thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored tonight.